हेलो एंड आई वेलकम यू ऑल इन अनदर रिफ्रेशिंग वीडियो जहाँ पर आज हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम एक्सरसाइज 2.2। सो वी हैव ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड द चैप्टर सेकेंड पॉलिनोमियल्स। सो आपने अगर पहली वीडियो हमारी नहीं देखी है तो डू मेक श्योर टू चेक आउट दैट वीडियो, क्योंकि वहाँ पर हमने बेसिक्स को कवर किया था कि ज़ीरोज़ कैसे हम फाइंड कर सकते हैं, हाउ कैन वी relate the zeros of the given quadratic polynomial with the coefficient of the polynomial। एंड उससे पहले हम थोड़ा बहुत polynomials इन डिफरेंट टाइप्स के बारे में हमने डिस्कस किया था। सो दैट वाज द बेसिक और यू कैन सी द इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ द चैप्टर। सो मेक श्योर टू चेक आउट दैट वीडियो एंड लेट्स जस्ट स्टार्ट विद सम क्वेश्चंस टुडे। सो आज हम कुछ क्वेश्चंस देखने वाले हैं एक्सरसाइज 2.2 से। एंड द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज़ find the zeros of the following quadratic polynomials and verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients। So once you are done with the reading part, you have to make sure कि आप क्वेश्चन को अच्छे से समझ पाए हैं। You need to understand the question कि क्वेश्चन में पूछा क्या गया है। So आपसे बोला है कि the first thing is you have to find the zeros. That's the first thing that you are going to do. So here if you can see, you were asked to find the zeros of this given quadratic polynomial. In this question we are going to have x square minus 2x minus 8, and once you have found out the zeros, उसके बाद आपको रिलेशनशिप भी बताना है ज़ीरोज़ का जो आप निकालेंगे एंड कोएफिशिएंट्स का, जो हमने इफ़ यू रिमेंबर लास्ट वीडियो में एक एग्जांपल देखा था। सो वी आर गोइंग टू डू द वेरी सेम थिंग। सो देर आर अ लॉट ऑफ सब पार्ट्स इन द क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट, सो आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू डू ऑल द क्वेश्चंस हियर बिकॉज एक जैसे ही सिमिलर से ही क्वेश्चंस हैं। सो आई विल बी टेकिंग अप ओनली दोज काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन जो थोड़े बहुत अलग हैं। सो आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी वैसे क्वेश्चंस करने में। सो लेट्स टेक अप द फर्स्ट पार्ट विच सेज एक्स स्क्वायर माइनस 2x माइनस 8। सो इफ़ यू रिमेंबर इन द 9th क्लास इटसेल्फ आपने ये काम किया है कि आपको ये जो आपकी गिवन क्वाड्रेटिक पॉलिनोमियल है इसे फैक्टराइज करना है। एंड वंस यू हैव डन विद द फैक्टराइजेशन, उसके बाद वी कैन ईजिली फाइंड द ज़ीरोज़ ऑफ द पॉलिनोमियल। सो let me just write down this polynomial again for you. So here we have x square minus 2x minus 8. So that's the given polynomial for us. अब हम क्या करेंगे, we have to factorize it first. So आपको याद होगा if we have this quadratic polynomial, so हमें जो हमारा c होता है और जो हमारा a है, you know how we can find out a b c, like you can compare it with, or you can have your general equation. Let me just write it for you. Give me a moment. Yeah, here it is. Let me just change the color once. So it was ax square plus bx plus c. So वैसे तो ऑलरेडी आपको पता ही होगा since you have already passed your 9th class, so that is why you're already aware of all of these things, but still हम आपको बता देते हैं। जैसे यहाँ पर आप देख रहे हैं you have minus 8 here, okay, and here you have x square, यानी कि the coefficient will be 1 in that case. So when you will multiply 1 and minus 8, तो आपके पास minus 8 आएगा, and you have minus 2 in between, which is the middle term here. So we are going to factorize it using the splitting the middle term method. तो उसमें वही सेम चीज़ हम करते हैं कि you have this minus 8 and you have the middle term as minus 2. So we'll be simply writing it as x square. We'll be splitting it minus 2 in such a way that the product of the two numbers that we are going to get will give you minus 8, and the sum or the addition, whatever it's required according to the signs, that should be minus 2. So I can take minus 4x plus 2x minus 8. तो ये हमने पहले भी किया था, वही सेम चीज़। I'll be simply doing the common thing. हम अब कॉमन ले लेंगे फर्स्ट टू टर्म्स में से। So the common thing is x in this, and we'll be left with x minus 4, and the same will be done here. So इसमें से क्या कॉमन आएगा? That's correct, it will be 2. So we'll be left with again x minus 4, and then again we'll be taking out common, so we'll be left with x minus 4 x plus 2. So this is the factorized form. Now we can find out the zeros very easily, as I have told you earlier as well. पहले भी हमने डिस्कस किया था कि जो भी आपके फैक्टराइज्ड फॉर्म आएगी, जो भी फैक्टर्स होंगे, यू जस्ट हैव टू इक्वेट इट विद ज़ीरो. सो हियर आई एम डूइंग इट अगेन. सो x माइनस 4 है आपके पास यहाँ पर, So x minus 4 is equal to 0, and you can take x plus 2 equal to 0 as well. So x minus 4 अगर 0 है तो x equal to 0 plus 4 will give you 4, and the second one will be x equal to minus 2. Understood? Very good. So with this we got zeros of the polynomial turned out to be 4 and minus 2. Now we have to find the relationship. We have to verify it as well. So let's do the verification part now. So we understood this thing that the zeros are 4 and minus 2, but just to verify it we have to find out the relationship as well. So for that हमने last class में पहले से किया हुआ है. Let's just do it again. So in order to do the verification, we'll be taking the zeros as alpha and beta. So we can take the first 0 as alpha, let's say 4, and we can take beta as minus 2. Now for the relationship part, you are aware of this thing. Sum of zeros was minus b by a. Sum is 4 plus minus 2, that gives you minus b, minus of minus 2 here, because the value of b is minus 2 here, so that's why I'll have to write minus 2 upon a. A was 1 in this case. So you'll be adding both of them. 4 plus minus minus, 4 minus 2 will be 2, and here also you're going to get 2, and hence it is verified. Like the LHS and RHS turned out to be equal, दोनों equal आ जाते हैं, so we can say that it is verified, but it is only for the sum part. We have to do for the product as well. So product का भी कर लेते हैं. So for product, what we have to do, we have the formula already. Product of zeros, what was the formula? That's correct, c by a. So product is 4 multiplied by minus 2, and that gives you c. What was the value of c here? We just saw it like earlier, हमने पहले ही equate किया था, तो c की value minus 8 आएगी, and a अभी हमने ऊपर देखा, it is 1. So 4 2s are 4, 2 times is 8, and because you have a minus sign as well, so minus 8, and that's equal to minus 8. So here it is also verified. So in both case we found out that the LHS and RHS are equal here as well as here. So since we have equated both the LHS and RHS, so we can say that it is verified. So I hope you understood this and you didn't found anything too much of difficult. That's correct, very good. So in this very similar manner you can do the second part as well. Second part जो है वो बिल्कुल ऐसा ही question है. You just have to find out the zeros and then you'll be finding the relationship. Second part वैसे I'll just write it down for you. It was 4s square minus 4s plus 1. So you can do it in the very similar manner you did the first one. Let's try the third part now. Although the third part is also very similar to the one that we just did, but थोड़ा सा difference यहाँ पर ये है कि if you can see, the question says 6x square minus 3 minus 7x. So if you remember, हमने पहले भी देखा था that the general form of the quadratic equation or the quadratic polynomial should be ax square plus bx plus c. That means कि हमारे पास सबसे पहले एक्स स्क्वायर वाली टर्म होनी चाहिए, फिर एक्स वाली टर्म होना चाहिए, लास्ट में कांस्टेंट होना चाहिए, विच इज़ नॉट द केस इन दिस क्वेश्चन. दैट इज़ वाई वेन एवर यू आर डूइंग सच क्वेश्चन यू हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट सबसे पहले आप अपने पॉलिनोमियल को स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म में लिखते हैं, और एल्स यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू गेट द आंसर. सो बहुत बार ये मिस्टेक हो जाती है बच्चों से, so you have to make sure that you are keeping an eye on this. So accordingly I'll be writing this first. So 6x square minus 7x minus 3. Once I'm done with this, again I'll be following the very same thing that I just did. I have to factorize it, then I'll be finding the zeros. Let's do it quickly. So I'll be splitting it, splitting the middle term. So 6x square minus 9x plus 2x minus 3. I'll be taking some common here. So आप देख रहे हैं 3x common आएगा. So उसके बाद we'll be left with 2x minus 3 here plus अब आप ध्यान से देखिए 2x माइनस 3 है, कुछ भी चीज़ कॉमन नहीं है। सो जब ऐसे सिनेरियो आ जाता है जहाँ पर कोई भी चीज़ कॉमन नहीं है, सो वी कैन से दैट 1 इज़ कॉमन। लाइक ऑब्वियसली इफ आई मल्टीप्लाई 1 with 2x and 1 with this minus 3, so the numbers will remain the same, there won't be any change, so that is why we can consider 1. So जब कोई भी चीज़ कॉमन नहीं आती है तो we can say 1 is common in that case. So taking out 1 is common and we'll be left with 2x minus 3. And then again we'll be taking the common things, so 2x minus 3 दोनों तरफ है, so 2x minus 3 and 3x plus 1, and that's your answer. So we found out the factorization. Now for the zeros के लिए भी हम लिख लेते हैं. Let me just change the color. Yeah, so to find out the zeros, I'll have to again equate it with 0. So 2x minus 3 equal to 0 and 3x plus 1 equal to 0. So 2x equal to 3, x equal to 3 by 2. And similarly here 3x equal to minus 1, x equals to minus 1 by 3. So these are my two zeros. पहला ज़ीरो हमारे पास आ गया है 3 by 2 and दूसरा ज़ीरो आ गया हमारे पास minus 1 by 3. So I'll just write it again in a very proper manner. Zeros of polynomial. Which polynomial? The quotient given to you. Polynomial are minus 1 by 3 and 3 by 2. Let me write it. So these are the two zeros. So we found out the zeros. अब हम जल्दी से इसका relationship पता लगा लेते हैं. So for that we have to do the very same thing जो हमने पहले किया था, verification process. So you are already aware of this thing. Sum of zeros is minus b by a. तो sum कितना हो जाएगा? minus 1 by 3 plus 3 by 2. That's what we have to do. And that's equal to minus b. So minus, and what was the value of my b here? So we saw it was minus 7 upon a. A is 6. So we'll be solving it. Solve करना आपको obviously आता ही है. You have fractions here, you have to simply add them, LCM वगैरह लेंगे and you will get the answer for this. So solve करेंगे. So it will be 6 here, minus 2, and here you'll be having 9, and that's equal to 7 by 6. And here also जब आप solve करेंगे तो 7 by 6 equal to 7 by 6. So this is verified for the sum part. And let's do the same for the product as well. Product के लिए भी कर लेते हैं. So again doing the same thing. Product of zeros is, what was the formula? C by a. That's correct. So minus 1 by 3 multiplied by 3 by 2, and that's equal to c. What was the value of c? As you can see, it is minus 3 upon a. A was 6 here. अभी सॉल्व कर लेते हैं. 3 से 3 कैंसिल हो सकता है and we'll be left with minus 1 by 2, and here also we'll cancel it, simplify it, so we'll get 2. So here also you are going to have minus 1 by 2. तो यहाँ पर भी आपका minus 1 by 2 आता है. दोनों equal हैं. That means this is verified as well, and hence we can say the zeros were correct since the verification holds true here. So I'm assuming कि आपको ये समझ आ गया है. Very good. So these were the questions. आपको ऐसे ही questions करने हैं, and in the next class हम जो है maybe the other parts we can do, 4th one or the 5th one. थोड़ा बहुत different है because both of them are having only 2 terms, but here if you can see the second part and even the 6th part is very similar to the one that we have just did. So बिल्कुल ऐसे ही करना है, इसी तरीके से करना है. There won't be too much of a difference here. आई होप आपको ये समझ आ गया है. एंड इफ़ यू हैव एनी क्वेरी और समथिंग, मेक श्योर टू राइट इट इन द कमेंट सेक्शन सो दैट we can figure out कि अच्छा this is the problem, so we'll try to cover it in the next class, or else I'll try to reply you people as well. Okay, so let's conclude the class for today then. I hope you understood things very clearly. Take care. Bye bye.